Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Kyle the Lawn Mentor here. I've been privileged to collaborate with the company Green Machine on the set of reviews that's coming up on their 62 volt line of yard tools that they've released. They have released their self-propelled lawnmower, they have released a weed whacker, a hedge trimmer, a chainsaw, a blower, and even a traditional push lawnmower. They've sent some of their tools to me to test out and create a review on so that you guys can get some real world experience with these tools and check them out. Check out their pros and cons. So stay tuned for this honest review. Today we're going to be talking about their self-propelled lawnmower. One of the things that I really like about this lawnmower is that you have a single point height adjustment. You have 6 different heights that you can choose from here, and you can use basically one hand to change the cutting height that you're working with. It's very easy, very simple to use, spring loaded, so it elevates the entire deck from here. You don't have to go around each individual wheel. My only concern with this is that in the owner's manual of this particular lawnmower is a measurement for the top and the bottom height settings. The in-between height settings are not documented to my knowledge anywhere, so I think that's one area of improvement that the Green Machine Company can take care of, is updating their owner's manual to make sure that the cutting height at every setting on this lawnmower is documented. Also, the wheels here are hard plastic, and they have a really aggressive tread pattern on them, so if you're not careful with the self-propelled system, you could look at digging up some grass. Particularly if the grass is wet, this aggressive tread pattern could be problematic, so I would just be cautious of that and make sure that you're not making harsh turns in your yard. Then moving down the deck here, we have a 23-inch steel deck. Very nice quality deck, very nice paint job on this deck. Surely will be much more durable than some of the plastic decks that are on the market for these electric lawnmowers. We have a side discharge chute here. This mower does mulch, side discharge, and bag, so you have the option to do all three right out of the box. It's a very comfortable handle position. I really appreciate that this is adjustable, and in fact this is the middle setting of the handle. This is not even the top setting. Usually I find that these handles are way too low. I'm 6 feet tall and I've got pretty long arms, so sometimes it's hard for me to find a comfortable handle position, but this Green Machine mower has a great handle position. We have a bail brake bar right here, which is pretty comfortable once you have your grip around the entire handle here. And that's of course how you engage your lawnmower blade and your self-propel. And then there's also an on-off switch to turn on your headlights, LED headlights that come with this lawnmower. Back here on the back side we have our switch that's used to control the self-propel speed of the lawnmower. This is one of the things that I think could use some improvement on this mower. I'm personally coming from the personal pace system on the Toro side, and I really enjoy that. Seems very intuitive and natural to me. With this self-propel system, I'm almost inclined to use the mower with one hand at a time so that I can throttle this back and forth, find a comfortable walking speed. But for some folks, they might enjoy this. It's very much like a cruise control. You know, you kind of set it, engage it, and forget it, and you can go. So if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of obstacles to mow around, I don't think you'll find that part of it too much of a problem. However, there's a couple quirks about this particular self-propelled system that make me not the biggest fan, and I can talk about those. I'm not really sure why, but this self-propel lever here, you can feel the definite clicks on it, but for some reason it doesn't want to move unless it's at like the 3rd setting. So if I depress this handle here and push self-propel, that'll activate self-propel. And if I do my first click here, doesn't move. 2nd click, 3rd click, 4th click. So for some reason, whenever this is on the 4th click only, it starts moving, and the same is true when the blade is running. So I'm not really sure if that's a sensitivity adjustment that needs to be made on this, or if it was designed that way for some reason. But even when you're continuously moving, if you move this lever down to go, say, as slow as it'll possibly go, that mower will actually stop moving. So don't really like that. So here's another feature of the self-propel that I'm not too crazy about. It makes it kind of difficult if you come to the end of a row or anything like I'm demonstrating here. If you want to stop and turn around, you need to actually, reach over, push that switch to the side to stop, and then move the mower. Otherwise, the wheels will continue to spin at the same speed, and you definitely run the risk of ripping up some grass when you do that. So I'm finding myself walking behind this with my thumb on the lever the whole time, which is not the most comfortable. Like I mentioned before, I'm coming from the Toro personal pace system, but other people might not find this uncomfortable. I've definitely grown to be able to manage the self-propel better as I've got to use the lawnmower more and more, but it was something for me to adjust to right off the bat that just didn't feel comfortable and intuitive. Now, in terms of mulching quality with this lawnmower, I think that's another place where there could be some improvement. Not sure if it's due to the deck design or the blade design. To me, it feels like there's not enough lift that comes from the blade on this lawnmower, and so the mulching quality suffers. I did not sharpen the blade. I kept the factory edge on it, but even going over some just thicker grass areas, I did notice that there would be some clippings that were kind of left on top of the grass and not mulched as much as I think they should be. And when going over large piles of leaves throughout my yard, though I felt like it had enough power to get through all of those leaves, the mulching quality was not as great as I thought it could be. And I thought we could get some finer mulch out of this, but that's something, again, that maybe could be fixed with a blade redesign, or maybe some baffles within the deck. On the front side here, we have a really nice aggressive looking front end. Again, we do have LED headlights on the front, which can come in handy if you're mowing at night, which you can do with this lawnmower because of how quiet it is. And with its electric motor, it's nice and quiet, and I appreciate that, but it doesn't sound like a vacuum cleaner, which is another thing I appreciate. Sounds like a normal lawnmower still, or what you would expect an electric lawnmower to sound like. Nice Green Machine branding, emblem right there. You've got basically under the hood right here is where your battery goes. You just go ahead and pull up on this tab to eject your battery. Comes with two 4 amp hour 62 volt batteries that have LED indicators on top to let you know how much battery is left. And you just go ahead and pop these in whenever you're ready to mow. Nice positive click there, you're good to go. All right, so I was able to, out of my like 5,000 square foot backyard with some leaves and twigs here and there, get about 4,000 square feet, I'd say, accomplished out of that. Some of this stuff was really heavy, really thick, whereas when I was in my front yard, another 4,000 square feet that doesn't have a ton of leaves, going at a leisurely pace, I had about, only 3/4 of the battery was used at that point. So depending on the conditions you're mowing in, you're looking at anywhere from about 4,000 to maybe 6,000 square feet out of the 4 amp hour battery. On this side of the lawnmower here, we have our spring-loaded rod that's obviously used for adjusting your height for all 4 wheels. So when you use the handle on the other side, you just have this spring-loaded bar here, which raises and lowers the other wheels. I really appreciate the looks of this lawnmower and the way that they designed where the motor is in here. It's nice, and it looks like a traditional gas lawnmower. It doesn't look like something crazy out of a futuristic book or whatever. And love that steel deck. So other than that, the features of this lawnmower are just what you would expect out of a typical lawnmower. It feels like a regular lawnmower. It's about 100 pounds to my knowledge, and so it actually has some weight. It doesn't just bounce around the yard like crazy, which I really appreciate. My only two really beefs with it are the self-propel function. It's not as comfortable as I would like it to be, and the other kind of minor issues that we talked about. I really think that the lift, whether it's because of the blade or the deck design, just leave some room for improvement there. I don't think that this is the best mulching mower on the market, but it's not advertised to be. It doesn't seem to really have a lot of suction to suck up all of the leaves that I have in my yard, but I would consider myself to be somebody who's on the way heavier side of leaves. So if you don't have a ton of leaves in your yard and you're just doing normal lawn maintenance, I think the power behind this lawnmower for sure will do you just fine. I think it's a great contender in the battery powered lawnmower market. The cut quality on it, as long as you keep a nice sharp blade is really good. I haven't seen any major tearing throughout my yard or anything like that, so it seems to do really well on my cool season yard. Overall, I think this lawnmower could be great for a lot of people who don't have a huge yard, who don't have tons of leaves to deal with, who are just needing a lawnmower that's going to be reliable. Whenever they need to cut their grass, this mower's ready to go with its battery power. And it has sufficient power to get through whatever you're going to be dealing with in your yard. It does go ahead and kick up the power if you're going through something really thick or rough, so that's very nice. It does not feel underpowered at all. But I know what you also came here to see, and that's how does it cut. So let me show you some of the mowing footage that I have, and it'll help give you a better idea of this product as well. I want to thank Green Machine for collaborating with me and giving me the opportunity to review this lawnmower. Please stay tuned for all of the other Green Machine products that I had to review: the chainsaw, the hedge trimmer, the string trimmer, the blower, and I do plan to do a comparison between the Ego string trimmer and the Ego blower that are extremely similar to the Green Machine products. So stay tuned for those. You're not going to want to miss that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.